Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start InDesign, which is the page layout program from Adobe. In there, you can do business cards, flyers, menus, books, magazines, newspapers, and Aerotech News. We do use InDesign to do our layout for our newspapers. And most people do use that, use InDesign for anything that's going to be done as a print publication. And you can also use it as an interactive application as well. If you're going to create interactive PDFs, or even you can do designs for interfaces for websites, anything, pretty much anything in there. It was originally started as a print publication a software package, and it's been used for probably I want to say at least the last 15 years, maybe longer, as the industry standard, one of the industry standard applications for page layout. Okay, so today our assignment is going to be, I'm going to give you two old yellow page ads. You're going to pick one of them and redesign it using modern, make it look a little bit more modern. Okay, so I'm going to break this lecture up into two sections. The first one is just going to be an introduction to InDesign, go over the couple of the tools that you're going to be using for this first assignment. And then I have an InDesign introduction page here, which you can see right now. And I also have included some links to some videos that you can watch in addition to the lecture video today, just to get you some more information. These all come from, the first link comes from Adobe. Their videos that they have created, little 15-minute videos explaining different sections of InDesign. And then the other ones are different designers that have used InDesign on a regular basis, and they're going to go through more in depth with some of the things that I won't be able to cover in this class. But today it will be the first InDesign assignment. It's pretty simple. I mean, once you learn the tools and how the concept of getting stuff onto the page in InDesign, I think it's one of the easier programs to use. It's the more work, not necessarily the more work comes in, but the more technical aspect of it comes in with you figuring out where on the page to place items. Not just arbitrarily putting things down, but they should make sense. Things should be grouped together as far as, for example, with the yellow page ads, obviously you're going to put together your phone number, address, that kind of thing together. So grouping items, like items together, and then, placing other images around that to make it a pleasing looking design that's going to either grab attention or give information to somebody looking at it that is maybe looking for, in this case, the two items or the two businesses. One's a beauty salon and one's a pizza restaurant. So you're passing on information to the viewer that may be looking for one of those places. They're hungry or they've been craving pizza, and so if we make the ad informative, grab their attention, they may want to try out that particular pizza restaurant. Okay, so Adobe InDesign is the industry standard page layout program that works with Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So you will be using Photoshop today in addition to InDesign. And then the next assignment next week, you will be doing something in Illustrator and then creating something in InDesign. We are only 3 weeks away from the end of the semester. So we only have two InDesign assignments to work on, and then the final exam, which you'll have plenty of time to work on. Also, those of you, some of you contacted me regarding your grades. I did put zeros in the things that were missing just so that it jogs your memory to let you know which assignments are missing. But I would like for you to get them in as soon as possible. Again, we only have 3 weeks left of the semester. I don't want everybody scrambling that still needs to turn in assignments, waiting till the last minute. Because at the end of the semester, I only have 1 week to get grades turned in. And again, I don't want to give anybody a bad grade because you guys didn't get stuff turned in by the end of the semester. Okay. So make sure that you're getting stuff turned in. If you have any issues, let me know. And then I will work with you as much as I can. But we do only have 3 weeks left in the semester. Okay. So again, InDesign allows you to create a simple to complex multi-page documents, brochures, business cards, postcards, flyers. You will learn how to manage the InDesign environment, create, set up, and design, and enhance and finalize multi-page documents. We will not get to the multi-page document in this course. I will, however, show you how to set up a multi-page document if that's something that you're interested in. But the two things that were last two assignments that we're going to be doing in InDesign are going to be single page documents. Okay, but you can create magazines and books in there. You can have as many pages in a document as you would like. Okay, so again, I have included some links to videos here. I think I still have that one open. Here it is. Okay, so that first link is getting started with InDesign, and this is through Adobe, and it goes through creating a new document, saving your documents, getting around in InDesign. I'll show you the workspace. And then over here on the right-hand side is links to the rest of the videos in this series. And it also should at the bottom here, it will come up with up next, add text. And so that's the next video in the series. So you can go ahead and click on these links, either here at the bottom of each page or over here on the side, on the right-hand side, if you want to look at something more specific, or jump ahead to something else, you can. Let me hide that. Okay, so that's the one link, and then the rest of these are links to YouTube videos where you can again get more information on InDesign from designers that use InDesign on a regular basis. Some of them are probably like an hour long, and you watch them at your own time. You can skip ahead through them, but these are the three that I found that I think are the best, that are going to explain different aspects of InDesign to you from different perspectives. Okay, so watch those. Watch these. Start with the ones from Adobe, and then move on to these videos to watch, in addition to the videos, to the lecture videos that I'm going to be presenting to you. Okay, and then this is just talking about completion of this section of the course. You will be able to create a document, work with fonts, paragraphs, that kind of thing. Insert images and illustrations in a multi-page document, and then export a PDF. So these are some of the things that you'll be working with. In addition, there are some PDFs here that come from Adobe as well, and make sure that they work. That give you some more information as well as a text-based, if you learn better using text-based options as opposed to videos. These PDFs here will explain some of the aspects that I'm going to go over today in this first lecture, in addition to the assignment. Okay, and as you can see, it's taking a little bit longer to load, but it's working with frames, how to use text, graphic frames, and placing graphics. Let me see if this will load again. If it doesn't load here in a second, then I'll go ahead and move on to the InDesign basics. There it goes. Okay, so again, this is coming directly from Adobe. Each of the PDFs talk about the different aspects of InDesign. This particular one is talking about frames. Everything that you bring into InDesign, whether it be text or graphics, is going to live inside of a frame. It's just a holder for those particular objects that you can then, format the text. You can rotate graphics. You can, resize them. Pretty much anything that you're going to bring in there is into InDesign will be inside of a frame. Okay, so this goes through and talks about text frames, which we're going to be using. So that's that. How to use text. And again, I apologize for the lag in the loading of these, but okay, so this one talks about using text. Working with text is an important part of InDesign because you are, typing the text or bringing text in from another source, which is, for like books and magazines, there's a large amount of text that would be brought in. But for business cards and letterheads and that kind of thing, there's not a lot of text that's usually required. Okay, so this talks about formatting. This is the formatting tab or control panel where you would find your font, your size, your alignment, whether it's left or right or justified. And it just talks about looking for fonts. And then graphic frames. Again, like I said, everything that comes into InDesign is either a text frame or a graphic frame. A placeholder for your graphics and your text, which can also be formatted. The frames can also be formatted. You can put a stroke around them, a line around them, fill it with any color. But it's mainly a placeholder for your graphics and your text. And then once this loads, okay, come on, let's go. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer. Close it again. And the other thing, the only way to get an image or text into InDesign, especially graphics, the only way to get them in there is to place them. You cannot open up a Photoshop or Illustrator document in InDesign. Only an InDesign document can be opened in InDesign. So you will be placing graphics into InDesign as opposed to opening them. Okay, so this is talking about graphic frames. These are holders for images. Tells you how to start from scratch to create a frame. If you are not sure yet what graphic or photograph is going to be placed into that frame, you can create a frame and just have it sitting on the page until you're ready for the image to be placed in there. Okay, so you can create that. You can create elliptical frames. This talks about adding an image to a graphic frame. So if once you've created your frame and you know that you have the image ready to go to place in there, you can then go to the file menu and place and add the image into there. And then this talks about adding a stroke or a line around your frame, changing the shape. You can edit the shape of the frames like you do in Illustrator with any path using the direct selection tool, allow you to manipulate the individual anchor points. Okay, so let me go back and see if I can get this one, placing graphics. I think that was the one I just had. Okay, all right, yes, this talks about placing graphics. You need to place them within a graphic frame. It talks about which formats is acceptable to place in an image. There's also the assets you can download for these tutorials as well, or from these PDFs if you want to use those as well. Okay, so this talks about placing images into a graphics frame, and it all makes sense once I get into InDesign and start working with the page and creating the yellow page ad that I'm going to work on as part of the assignment. Okay, so go ahead and read over these PDFs, watch these movies in addition to the lecture video today, and then we'll start working on I'll start working on the yellow page ad that you're going to be doing today. Okay. I think that's it for this introduction lecture. Watch the videos and then read these PDFs. And then in the next video, I will go over how to create a new document in InDesign, and then how to place the images in, and then formatting the text. Okay, so stay tuned for part 2.